Hello, my name is Josie Wright. I've been an English teacher for 18 years and I have had a variety of different roles within that time. I have been an English, media, drama teacher, and recently I've been teaching Key Stage 3 maths. It's been a fascinating experience to teach maths because it's not something that I would have necessarily chosen, but it is interesting how students learn in different ways through the different subjects. I entered the teaching profession because I had an amazing teacher when I was in secondary school. I had an amazing teacher and I had a terrible teacher. And the amazing teacher made me love English so much. Her name was, I was going to say Mrs. Frisbee, but that's because she introduced me to the Rats of Nym. I actually won't tell you her name. She brought the story alive and she made everybody in the classroom feel included. And that was quite rare at the time when I was at school. And so, yeah, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. And I had done quite a lot of work experience with teenagers and with kids before. So I knew that I wanted to work with teenagers. The reason I'm applying for this role is because I want to be an online teacher. I started teaching online during lockdown, and my school was quite different to other schools in that we were very organised and we started teaching straight away. So we had teams up and running and it was a really interesting learning curve and I really enjoyed it. And I've got friends who are teachers and we had lots of different experiences. And a lot of teachers said to me that they found that kids were disengaged. And I think that that is true of some, but I also think that and I was teaching at quite a high achieving school at the time. And so what I noticed was that actually it gave students freedom that they don't always have in the classroom. It gave them a voice and it also allowed them to explore their learning independently. And I really enjoyed that aspect. I think it's the way forward. I think that is the way in which education is going to move. And I think it means that we can tailor our lessons more carefully to the needs of the students. The ways in which I've developed in terms of CPD, I think it's an ongoing process and I am constantly aware of the need for more and more training. And if I'm not offered it in the school environment, I've always searched it out myself. I'm currently about to start a level 2 counselling course because I'm really interested in that aspect. I've done quite a lot of work with students who have got anxiety issues and behavioural issues. And so that's an area that I'm very interested in. In terms of the most influential CPD I've had in the last few years was when I was head of year 8. It was actually co-head because it was a really big cohort. And that was really interesting because it gave me more of an overview rather than just focusing on my subject. I was focusing more on how to improve specific groups of students. In terms of reasons for gaps in my employment, I was teaching for 18 years not the whole time in London, but the last 4 years in London. And then it's turned into 2 years out because I wrote a book and it took me longer than I thought it would. And I've been trying to get it published unsuccessfully so far. Other than that, I have been consistently teaching. And right now I am doing online teaching, but I'm looking for something more reliable and more like a school rather than tutoring. Thank you.